Hello everybody, ScootFish here, and welcome back to Digimon Links. So before we get started today, I just want to let y'all know if the recording seems a little bit different today, not the audio, but the video, the pictures, stuff like that, that's because I am actually doing things a little bit differently. I have finally transferred my account over to a PC. I'm using my laptop actually for it, and I'm doing that with I'm capable of doing that because of a program called Nox, and I'm gonna actually do a video on that. I'm planning to, just gotta squeeze it in somewhere. But yeah, should make things a little bit easier, more fluid with recording and editing because there shouldn't be lag. Not everyone knows this, but a lot of my longtime fans know when it comes to mobile phone games, there's a lot of lag that happens in the recording because phone screen recorders or game recorders, whatever, because mine actually has a built-in recorder for games, they seem to lag, and even with more RAM on a phone, it seems to still be a thing. But my computer's got plenty of RAM for that, so hopefully this will be a good thing, and I can also run multiple accounts this way. But like I said, that's another video. Anyway, today's video is on the Brilliant Dragon Warrior event. So I have started to go through it and know what to do with it, and we're going to go over it now and give you guys your guide. So this event is from the 22nd to the 3rd and is a data byte event just like we thought. And you're going to be going for, what do you know, Shine Greymon fragments, which means you're facing Shine Greymon in the quest. Of course, there are event chips with this, and they're ranging from C to A as always, so let the chip wars begin. And fragments aren't the only things you guys are going to be gathering brilliant bytes for. Just like the quests before that had the kind of 2-week thing going on with what we're assuming is going to be the ranking event, there is a points up event chip for the next event in the exchange. And these are going to have improved stats on certain Digimon for the next event as well, which surprisingly is a burst mode for Rosemon being one of them. I didn't even know that Rosemon had a burst mode, so yeah, wow, that's kind of cool and unexpected. Also, there's something else coming along with that unexpected we're going to go over here in just a second, because Mega Festival Capture has a surprise, and that is the ability to get Rosemon fragments towards burst mode. Now, I'll explain this here in just a sec, but 22nd to the 5th is what this is going on for. So, the weird thing about this one is that you have the ability of getting up to 7 fragments, Rosemon data fragments, as a bonus along with the capture, which is really strange. They haven't done that before. Not that I can think of. But Rosemon, Phoenixmon, Vikemon, and Rosemon burst mode are obtainable through this capture, so that's pretty dope. This is the first burst mode that I can think of that's been available in a Mega Festival capture. The first mode past Mega that I'm pretty sure is the only one that we've had so far, so that's actually pretty wild. I wish I had the stones for it, to be honest. I don't, because I spent them on the chip capture and did the transfer, which, like I said, we'll go over that another time. I was just going to say, I kept my stones, but you guys wouldn't even understand. Anyway, there is also a linked leader skill capture going on from the 22nd to the 5th. Now, I understand, I'm pretty sure I have a more full understanding of linked leader skills now, so I don't really think that it's worth it. And my one subscriber viewer that said that it is a trap capture not to do it, I think I see exactly what he's saying and agree with him now. The reason being that the way that linked leader skills work is that the leader only gives that effect to the group if they are all the same tribe. So to me, it's too specific of circumstances and too one type oriented for me to want to put a ton of effort into a Digimon to have that skill, whereas I can have Digimon with other skills that go for any of the other types that I'm going to have to run it with, which can vary from, event to event. Now, if you have teams going on of the same tribe, then I can see how it makes sense. Maybe you've already got, awakened teams, multiple teams of 3 of each tribe type or something. That could be beneficial for events and all, but I still feel like you're going to get larger boosts out of regular leader skills if you've got good leader skills on your other Digimon. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Rise Greymon, Skull Greymon, and Magna Angemon are the ultimates that may appear during this leader skill capture. Now for what to expect and how to prep for the actual quest. So with Shine Greymon being the Mega that you're facing at the end, you would expect that you're going to be facing Bright Digimon along the way. So of course you're going to be doing Grass and Abyss damage to get through that as quick as you can. Now it stays that way through the easy and the normal. You have your typical damage stuff for the Bright type. But when you get to hard mode, he actually loses the weakness to Grass, and you're only able to rely on your Abyss there. Now he doesn't become resistant to Grass, so that's a plus at least, because when you get into expert mode, he actually becomes resistant to Grass. Now, it's a little bit more difficult, I think, at hard mode already, because you're facing different Digimon then than you were at the beginning. I can't remember if it was hard mode or expert. I'll probably have changed the video footage accordingly as to what it was, but that's what you're going to expect there. Now, like I said, you're at least having Abyss as a weakness there. When you get into the intense mode, you're going to be looking at not having any weaknesses whatsoever, which I guess is pretty well to be expected now that we've run enough intense mode to actually know that. Now lately I've actually been doing good enough to go into intense mode and be able to at least first clear that before I end up doing the vid for you guys, but this time around I haven't had the chance to, so I don't know if Shine Greymon is alone in intense mode, but he has been with everything else, so it's quite possible. Now, that is because my lack of Abyss attackers, and I'm glad that I've had Dark War Greymon this whole time, because he's actually helped me out through a few events now. I did end up using legacy skills, pushing legacy skills over onto some other guys just because of their resistances that they had and awakened status, because one of them was my Mutant Shine Greymon. But it's still not really enough to help me out because they're only tier 3 legacy skills. You guys are probably wondering, well, what about your Dynasmon that you were working on last week? First of all, if I did get enough for a highly awakened one, I wouldn't have that ready yet anyway. But I realize now, even with a B chip, how much more grind I had to put in at the beginning of the event. I'm going to recommend you guys put your heavier grind in now. Don't crunch it at the end like an exam, because there's less of the hardcores on there to help out and do that. That was where I failed. I almost had enough for an awakened +2, but as I was grinding within the last hour, I ended up 700 points short as the event ended while I was in a match and got out and is gone. So I only have enough for an awakened +1. I'm a little bit bummed about that, because at least right now +2 has kind of been my cap for what I have for power levels on Digimon. So is what it is. I will have him soon for events anyway. Awaken +1 is pretty decent for at least going up to expert, and we're getting there past that, so don't worry. I'm grinding, don't worry about that. Anyway, enough of my rambling. That's pretty much what you guys have to know as far as this. Abyss attackers with fire resistance. Oh, and I mean, obviously, you'd think Bright Resistance, duh, because he's got Bright guys with him along the way, Bright Tribe. Also, he has, gosh, I have to look it up and put the name in because I'm a dingus and can't remember the name right now. But, that Unicorn Pegasus-y looking Digimon that I'm having a brain fart over right now, that is a Bright, but has a Grass attack and is really fast. Yeah, so you also have Grass attacks coming at you in the higher ones too, so keep that in mind as far as resistances, but Abyss is your best friend as far as attacks. So hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. You know that YouTube stuff down below. It's more important to the channel than it has ever been before. And we do have a chance to save the channel monetization before I get shut down. I thought it was the 20th of this month. I get months mixed up sometimes, and it is the 20th of next month. So we have a little under a month right now to gain 800 subscribers to keep the channel monetized and still possibly get that first paycheck from Google of $100. The magnificent $100 paycheck. Alright, y'all. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.